Hi, everyone. I'm Tony Ferriera with ProExpo Podcast, and I'd like to welcome you to the show. We appreciate you watching today and listening in. Today, I got a really great guest. He's one of our vendors. He specializes in the senior real estate industry, and I'm super excited to have our guest on today. His name is Mitchell Schwartz. He's with Keller Williams. Mitchell, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I really do appreciate the opportunity.
Hey, no problem, man. And we appreciate you being involved in our events and stuff. I know you're going to do some educational classes for us and things like that. We're super excited. So today our show is just all about you. We're just going to shoot you some questions. We're going to learn a little bit about you and your business and have a little fun with our audience.
Sounds great.
Yeah, perfect. So with that being said, Mitchell, I'm going to go ahead and get this started. So if you can describe your business in one sentence. Go ahead.
Okay. I provide financial care and security for seniors going through housing transition.
And that right there is a huge statement. I love it. And that's why we have you here. And we appreciate you doing that for the seniors. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Is that my mic drop moment? Should I hang up now?
I'll tell you what, it could have been a mic drop right there. Good job, buddy. Good job. What is the biggest problem you solve that people don't even realize they have?
That's a great question, because a lot of people feel like they have an issue. Like they'll feel like, oh, I don't know if I should live here alone and age in place, or if I should move. And I think the biggest issue that people have, believe it or not, is what the heck do I do with my stuff? How do I manage selling a house and relocating from a place I've lived in for the last 25 years? Or worse yet, how do I get these investors off my back or get my family off my back?
That's a lot.
Yeah, it really is. And so I'm very comprehensive in what I do. And I'd say if I had to laser focus it down to one thing, it would probably be how I help seniors come to an understanding of what it would look like to age in place, either in their current home or elsewhere, where it's safe and secure and they can live comfortably for the remainder of their lives.
Now that's incredible right there, because it is. It's sad, that they have to go. Sometimes they go through this by themselves. That's great. I mean, I really enjoy that answer. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. What is the one thing attendees need to check out at your booth?
I think what they need to do is, one, come and get entered in the drawing for the giveaway that I'm going to have. And it's going to be a surprise, so I'm not going to share what it is.
There you go.
But I will tell you it's going to be worthwhile. But I think the main reason to come is to ask me questions. I love to answer questions. And there's no obligation. You just come up and ask away, and I will share whatever I can. And if it takes a little bit longer, then so be it. If it needs more than just the time at the trade show and the expo, then we'll schedule a time to have a conversation. But I think the main thing is come and ask me questions about the how and the why of aging in place properly.
And that's great, because that's what seniors do. And that's why these events are so important, because they do trust. They would rather do one-on-one, asking those questions and dig for information than to get on the internet or stuff like that. So I think that's the importance of having you there. I think it's great. What is the biggest myth about your industry that we need to bust?
That's a great one. And I say this a lot to people. Just because you have a real estate license doesn't mean you can sell a house for a senior. Amen. I believe a senior citizen needs more than just a sign in the yard to sell the house. And so the biggest myth would be that anybody can do what I do. As a matter of fact, I was just telling somebody about 10 minutes ago that I was called a unicorn last week. Actually, It was the week before. Last week, I was at Keller Williams Family Reunion. The week before that. And the unicorn comment came in, and I said, what is that all about? It was somebody I was speaking to at a assisted living community. Wow. And she said, you're a unicorn because we get a lot of agents coming here wanting us to send them referrals. And they seem nice enough, and they say they do senior real estate business, but what they do is they do real estate and occasionally throw in a senior. And they said, you're a unicorn because you truly envelop yourself in seniors and provide services for all aspect of a senior housing. And you're the only one that we know of in town that does all the things you do.
And that's awesome. I mean, you totally found your niche, and it shows, and you can feel your passion. And I think that's huge right there. I mean, you overcome a gigantic, uh, need for these people out there. So we appreciate that. All right. So why should people run to your booth this year?
Well, a couple of reasons. I'm going to be sharing my booth with my business slash vendor partners. That we're not in business together, other than we share business referral information. My buddy Rick Cosgrove, who is known as the probate buster in town, is sharing with us.
Yeah,
and he is. Yeah, he's awesome. He develops trusts for my clients and helps us with development of LLCs for people I help get investment property to help pay for their future. And then my friend Allison Rochelle from House to Home, she is a person who is a senior move manager. So I say come and talk to them, but by all means, ask me your question. You may have a burning question that you felt like, gosh, I don't want somebody to come over my house and try and sell me on doing something. I'd rather just come and ask a very almost anonymous question and just bring it to the table. I think that's the biggest reason to come visit me. Yeah, ask me questions. I love to answer.
And I think what's really cool is when you go to your booth, you're gonna have a vast of information there with the people that you'll have there. So that's great. Great information there. What is one exclusive experience, offer, or surprise just for Expo guests?
What is one? I would say probably first off, our drawing is going to be pretty cool because the three of us are collaborating on that one together. So that's one thing, because it's not going to be your run of the mill, get a $10 Amazon card. It's going to be a little bit better than that. But I'd also say the surprise is that while my license might say that I'm a salesperson, the biggest surprise is I don't believe that I'm on planet to do every transaction. So I don't really sell anything. The big surprise is I just ask a lot of questions to determine how I may be of assistance with the opportunities that I have to provide service.
Perfect. Yeah, that's awesome. There you go. All right, tell us about a time your product or service changed someone's life.
Oh my gosh. So I this last summer, I had a couple of sisters, and one of them lived out of town and one of them lived here, and their father passed and they needed to sell their house. And what happened is he gave it to them in what they call deed transfer at time of death. By the way, don't ever do that.
Right.
Bad move. It seems like it's going to be savings. It's really more problematic and cost them a lot more money than it needed to, and created a rift. So how my services saved or did something different is I was able to, because they were fighting and had challenges because of things that had been said and done, I created a system for past transactions that I implemented here where it was completely transparent amongst the family members. Everybody knew and saw what everybody said and did. And then ultimately, as a result of being the in-between and the bridge, I was able to not only get the property sold for, I don't know, I think I sold it for $10,000 or $11,000 more than it was listed for. I got it sold in a reasonable amount of time. And because we accounted for all the things that need to be taken care of, I net them higher money than they probably could have gotten with any other agent who didn't do what I did.
Yeah,
so how I changed and how I changed their lives is I kept them from wanting to kill each other.
Yeah, exactly. And again, it happens a lot. So yeah, you're heaven sent in that situation, let me tell you. And that's the importance when we talk to Rick Cosgrove. I think, with him doing the trust, it's going to be a great, tag team between the two of you. Let's see. What's your bold prediction for your industry in 5 years?
I think we're going to see 25 or 30% of the agents leave our industry to get a job. I think we're going to see more and more boomers like me who need to sell their houses. And I think we're hopefully going to see fewer family members trying to get profit out of their senior parents. I tell my clients all the time, listen, there are sharks in the water out there, and you need to be watching for them.
Yeah.
And they say, oh, yeah, we get it. We know that there's out there people trying to take advantage of us. I said, yeah, but here's the problem. Some sharks are recognizable, and some you won't see because they look like family.
Yeah.
And you need to be cautious of every financial decision you make. Ultimately, how is that going to affect your long-term, your short-term, and your ability to live your life? There are ways to strategically give some of your assets, and you need to do it that way, not necessarily by virtue of selling your house and giving away your money.
Yeah, for sure. I totally agree. 100%. Great answer. All right. So let's have a little fun to finish this up. What's the funniest or craziest thing you've ever had happen to you at your booth? I don't know.
At my booth or in my business?
Just when you're at an expo. What's one of the funniest or craziest things that's ever happened?
Well, I showed up at a expo that I was doing a table, and somebody came up to me and apparently was an aspiring comedian, because he walks up to me and he just starts rattling off all these dad jokes, some of which I've stolen and started using on my own. But I thought that was the funniest thing in the world. I've never had anybody be that funny at a table at an expo. I thought, what is he doing? And then I realized he was trying out his material. So
he was having a good time is what he was doing.
Oh, yeah.
That's great. What is the best reaction you've ever received from a customer?
Oh my gosh. So I've had customers in the past that actually tried to give me like money, like after the close of transaction, and we meet, and I love getting video of my clients and telling about their story and that sort of thing.
Give you more money.
Yeah. And they tried to hand me off a cashier's check, and I'm like, no. I already did my work. I'm very proud of what I did, and I really appreciate it. This is your money.
Wow.
You keep that. Take yourself on a trip or something. This is for you. So that was kind of surprising. And
that is pretty fun.
And I've had that happen multiple times. I get paid well, and I'm happy with what I get paid.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great way to see that you're doing the right thing. What's the one thing seniors do way better than the younger generation?
Ooh.
Lots.
I think,
Lots.
yeah, there's lots. I think the biggest thing that I've noticed with my senior clients especially is the wisdom that they have and willingness to share. Like, a lot of them have some really great life experiences. So I just did a story with one of my clients. We closed escrow a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. And I went to his home and in his assisted living. He's 94, going to be 95 in March. And he shared the experiences of when he was in the Korean War, and I just loved it. And he shared it on my video, so it was pretty cool. And I think life experience and wisdom is what my clients bring to the table.
Yeah, 100%. I totally agree. All right, last question. Let's have a little fun. We saved the best question for last. If your business had a theme song, what would it be?
It's funny that you say that. So I do a lot of public speaking, and I travel the country doing keynote speeches for, like I did one for the Veterans Real Estate Professional Organization last year in Nashville. So I would say my theme song would be probably Don't Worry, Be Happy.
There you go.
So between that song for my seniors, and then my walk-on song of Spirit of Radio from the band Rush, those two together.
Perfect.
Because not necessarily Spirit of Radio, it's more like keep yourself focused on what's important, and then Don't Worry, Be Happy is, listen, I got you. I totally got you. I do this and I do it well, and I'll protect you.
That is so awesome. What a great way to end the show. That is awesome. And throwing a segment to Spirit of the Radio from Rush. How about that? I love that. All right. Hey, Mitchell, thank you so much for being on the show. We look forward to having you at the events and appreciate your time today. Again, everybody, thank you for watching the show. I'm Tony Ferriera with ProExpo Podcast. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.
Thanks, Tony.